Good morning, peeps. Welcome back. Just got back from vacation. Yeah, this road is bumpy. It's not the car, it's the whole road. It's really bumpy. People think my suspension is all messed up, but it's not. Just got back from Dominican Republic. I gotta go pick up my engine head so I can put my cylinder head, so I can put the valve seals back in, put my valves, and start putting this Yugo back together. I already have a really interested person that wants to buy it. I told him ballpark of a price, what it's gonna be. He said that's fine. He said as long as you make it as reliable, as quick like mine, he said I'll buy it. So that's good news. Alright, go down there, pick up the head and put it together and start putting that red Yugo together. Got the head all surfaced, valve seats, valve job. Now it doesn't matter where which valve you put where, because they're all done the same. So next thing to do is put the valve seals first, and then I can start putting the springs and valves. The way I put these on, take the spring off first. It's just easier. You put these on, and a 7/16 deep socket, perfect fit. And you just hammer it on. Change the sound once it gets on. Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to my shenanigans. Got back from Chicago, celebrating my 42nd birthday, family reunion, same day, and it's time to get back to work. So the newest Yugo I got, that's what I need. Here it is. Since the last time I pulled the head off, got the head all done. Look how nasty that water was out the radiator. It was all nasty. So now, first thing first, I gotta clean this up just a little bit so I can put some tape, duct tape or painter's tape, just close it up. The reason why I have to cut this head off and this head off, I want to put new water pump. Even though this one is still good, but it's original, and I don't want to risk it selling it to somebody and then turns out to be a bad water pump, and these bolts just do not want to come out. Doesn't matter how I get it heated up, so I'm gonna cut the heads off. Take the, I don't know how, what about the bottom ones, but they just want to break off. So I'm gonna try to take the water pump off and get as close as I can to the block with my torch and heat it up. Try to take them off. I want to put new water pump on, so that's what we got to do today. It's just they're flexing so bad, I'm afraid they're gonna break. So I'm gonna take the heads off, relieve some tension off of it, and hopefully they'll come off. Got the 3 bolts loose, but I got one that just does not want to come off at all, and I'm gonna try heating it up more. It's that little one on the bottom, it just doesn't want to come off. It's flexing like it wants to break. I got rest of the ones, I got rest of these loose, but this one just doesn't want to come off. It wants to break off, and I'm not gonna sell this car with the water pump, even though it's still good, doesn't leak. But the more I talk about it, the more it looks like somebody I know is gonna buy it. So, oh, it's spinning, but I don't know, seems like it wants to break off. I really hope it doesn't. Oh yeah, they rusted inside the water pump. That's what's going on. As you can see, and they're probably just stuck in there instead of a actual block. Oh yeah, corroded so bad inside that gonna make sure I clean everything up. Oh yeah, got a new water pump. This is the condition. Yeah, I just didn't want to risk it, honestly. It's not expensive. I got a couple brand new pumps, and that's not me trying to screw people over. Look how nasty it gets. And it's just a matter of time when this pump would probably start leaking here. So, okay, I'm gonna sleep better knowing. I'm gonna go to my hardware store and try to find some new bolts and get my Dremel and clean all this up, and I can start putting a new water pump after I clean everything up. So good to know. Alternator seems to be working good. The only thing that I'm gonna check is pull the brushes out and check the brushes. And this is the vacuum hose that goes to the ECU. A lot of people miss this piece, but look how mine actually broke right here on the outside. It looks still good, but just look how it collapses right here, and that's where it broke off. This is the important piece. So I'm gonna make sure I replace all the vacuum hoses. Everything's brand new. Now it's time to start cleaning this block. And even though it's brand new oil in there, I remember when we picked it up, this oil only made like 100 miles. I'm still gonna put brand new oil again, flush it, and make sure it's all good. Okay, got all this cleaned up really nice. Managed to take the water pump without breaking any bolts, clean this area up. Next thing to do is take this motor mount off, lift the whole block up, and I'm gonna take my pulley, take the sprocket for the auxiliary shaft, there's a plate behind it that a lot of people forget to do it, and then it starts to leak coolant. Plus I want to flush everything from here through these coolant passages, everything out. There's a gasket I want to put, brand new gasket there. There's an oil seal behind this pulley. There's a main seal as well right behind here that I usually put. Then later on I'm gonna drop the oil pan, put that new gasket as well. Everything is just getting replaced. I got all the parts, why not? Now it's the time. And I want to make sure this car is 100% safe, reliable, and it's got my name on it, so can't screw things up. You'll come back to me. There's also seal here, gasket. Pull this off, gasket there as well. After you get the cross member disconnected and a shifter link is disconnected, you can raise this up like a lot. And see what kind of condition this bearing is in. If you're hearing this, it's dried up, so new bearing is a must. I got all the bolts out for this plate. Usually just a razor blade. Separate the gasket, just a itty bitty, and get some skinny flathead. It usually does the trick, but sometimes we can be stubborn. It's time to separate this plate. Let all the nasty stuff come out. And that's how we're gonna flush it. And this gasket is a must when you do your timing belt jobs. A lot of people miss it, but clean it up and flush everything out. Ah, it's so nasty in there. I'm gonna go get my hose and start flushing things out. First thing first, lower this all the way down. Oh my god, that's nasty. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. Go get my hose and flush that baby out. Got everything disconnected, and moving to suspension parts. I am gonna take these shocks, coils off, cut 2 springs off, 2 coils actually, and I'm gonna lower this. This is the same amount coils I cut on my own Yugo. Put 6,000 miles last year, beat the heck out of it on curves, and it does not bounce, so I'm happy with it. And I'm gonna do the same thing to this. After I take the spindle off, I'm gonna check the bearings. I know I gotta put new bushings right here. Check that control arm. The tie rod is pretty good, does not have any play. Check the control arm. I know bushings are bad, so I'm gonna put that. New brake hoses, new CV boots, inner and outer. And now I gotta take this bolt off here, take this sprocket off, remove this piece so I can put new seal there, new gasket there. I already washed the heck out of it with the hose. A lot of crap came out, so yeah, just slowly getting it done the right way. Yeah, these things are pain in the butt to replace, take off. This bolt sometimes just does not want to come out, so 3 10mm bolts. Take this whole piece off, put the new oil seal right there so it doesn't start leaking, and I also have to put new seal on the crankshaft, so that's good. Got everything pretty nice and clean. I'm actually starting to see original paint on the block. This is that piece. It's pretty easy actually to pop the seal off, put the new gasket, put it back on the car. I'll show you the easiest way to take this off. You actually need a little bit heavier dutier flathead. Okay, where's my beater screwdriver? Here it is. What you gotta do is, okay, there's a slot right here. Put your screwdriver like that and just go like that. That usually does the job. And there you go. Look at that, perfect. Now I'm just gonna clean everything up. Pull this old gasket off, clean it as much as I can. Put new gasket. I like to put RTV sealant on both sides, just because when it used to be brand new, it used to be perfect, but now it's got little pittings there and there, and that usually RTV sealant takes care of that, so no more leaks. There's a new seal. Just put it on like that. Find something flat. Boom. And if you're too lazy, go find a hammer. Be like me. There you go. Perfect. I don't think it goes any further, but I'm gonna find a socket that side and try to give it a little bit more of a tap. In this case, 30 something mil. That's it, perfect. I usually put a little bit of Vaseline just right here in this slip so I don't cut the seal, putting it in, and voila. Now I just gotta put some RTV this side, put my gasket on, put it back on the car. Here's the bearing for a timing belt. You hear that? That means it's dry. So I got the new one. I opened it up, re-greased it because these have been on shelves for so long, and when you get one of these from known Yugo parts supplier, he sends you a little sheet that it says these bearings have to be re-greased. It's pretty simple. Just pop one of these seals off, pack it with grease, and you're good to go. Alright, sometimes these things come off easy, sometimes they don't, but let me show you. Alright, you gotta find a deep socket that fits in there. And believe it or not, yeah, this one was dry. Usually they don't fall apart like that, but oof, this one is dry. There's no grease inside whatsoever. So, I mean, didn't have much play, but sure as hell was it was dry. Try if I can slide this collar off. Sometimes these collars have, you can just grab channel locks and sometimes take it off. Pretty easy to do. If you just spin it and pull it, they come off. No need for press or anything. Just it's spinning, that means it's coming off. Maybe it's almost off. There you go. Now with a lot of people, they make a mistake. You see how this bearing fell apart, separated? What a lot of people do is they'll push the bearing by the outer race and they'll destroy the bearing. Never push the bearing by the outer race. Always push it by the inner race. So just put it like that. Sometimes these just slide like that. Boom, mine is done. I just pushed it by the middle. No need for press. Sometimes they'll be stubborn. Sometimes you have to use just a long bolt through there. Couple washers in each end and screw it on. And mine just went in so nicely. So now I can start go. So now I can go put this back on the car. Got this piece back in. New oil seal, new pulley. Let me show you something quick. This is all the tension you need. This is all the tension you need. Just push it, make sure the spring inside is good. If it's not, replace it. I've opened this one up. It looks like it's been replaced when the timing belt was done, maybe. I don't know. But just push it, get 17mm wrench and tie this up really good. And let it be. That's all the tension you're gonna need when you put that timing belt on, and plus we'll keep this together with that silicone on both sides, and you'll keep it stuck together. So once you put that timing belt back on, just loosen this bolt up, this pulley will come out, and that's all the tension you need. Tie it back up, and that's it, good to go. Now I gotta move to the water pump. So I got the old pump versus new pump. One thing has to be swapped, is this bracket. This is an alternator tensioner bracket. Everything else pretty much the same, mounts on. This is the same pump I use on my other Red Yugo with no problems whatsoever yet. And yeah, that's it. Just swap the bracket and put it back on the car. Left with the water pump. I just put this pipe on that I painted it. I am reusing these heater core hoses just because these are some heavy duty hoses and not a single one of them has a crack anywhere. I checked it, so I'm just gonna reuse them. Of course, I'm gonna put new clamps and reuse those. New water pump, new belt, everything else is new, but that's the plan today. After I'm done with this, then just blow everything off, clean the block, and start putting the head back on. New head gasket is on. Head all the surfaced, valve job, new valve seal. Time to torque these puppies down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's it. I usually just mark it on top of my boats to make it easier. First step, I usually do 50 foot-pounds. Final is 69. Good, man. I went to Chicago. We had a family reunion. Yeah. That's it.